topic, how to advance safely. Now, I think, yeah, I mean to say everybody wants to advance. There is no one who doesn't want to advance. If there's somebody who doesn't want to advance, you can inform me, and I can also tell you tips how not to advance. That's also there. So, how to advance? Well, various. Now, this question is not so easy. You might think, what's the problem with this question? But the whole problem with this question is because if you want to advance, not just advance, but advance safely, because sometimes you advance and you drive so fast and you are advancing, you're going fast, but then it's too fast and you meet an accident. So, so to prevent this kind of accidents, if you advance too fast, you have to understand what a parampara is saying. And that's why Srila Prabhupada books are the best books. Srila Prabhupada books have everything, and we have to read Prabhupada books first and understand that and make a foundation knowledge out of Prabhupada books. And Prabhupada mood has to be imbibed. But then Srila Prabhupada is also quoted in his book from various previous acharyas in his commentaries. It's full of Prabhupada's commentaries is full of quotations from previous acharyas, from Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his own guru. And when we read Prabhupada books, we also get a view of previous parampara. What is their view? So by reading Prabhupada books and his commentary, we get an idea what entire parampara wants from us. That's very important point. It's not just what Srila Prabhupada wants, what the entire parampara wants, because Prabhupada's Prabhupada's books, his commentaries have references from previous acharyas from our parampara. So we get an understanding of entire parampara, and that's very important. When you understand what a parampara wants, what a guru varga wants, Vande Gurun Shri Udapadakamalam, Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. So we sing daily. Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Udapadakamalam, Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. All the gurus, we are paying obeisances to all gurus, to Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and so on, and then Jiva, Shad Goswamis, and then Mahaprabhu. It's entire parampara, and that's the role of parampara, by the way, to give you a holistic knowledge. Prabhupada would have simply also written commentary to his books, just what he believes. That's all. He could have done that, and we would have accepted it because he's an acharya. I mean to say, we read Prabhupada morning walks, his conversations, and that's purely what Prabhupada is saying. Of course, his statements are based on the conclusions of our parampara and previous acharyas, but he need not have quoted them, but he did quote them to impress upon us the point that you need to understand the parampara. Parampara jana bhalo mate, Bhaktisiddhanta used to say. So we read Prabhupada books, we read Prabhupada commentaries, and then we become also eager to read the books of Bhaktisiddhanta, because Prabhupada has given references to various acharyas, to acharyas books. When you read all acharyas books and Prabhupada books, and then when you look at the whole parampara and then again come to Prabhupada books, and then you understand, take a holistic level of understanding, then we can understand how to advance safely. So what I'm going to do in this seminar, in this talk, so I'm just going to quote many references from our parampara, what they are saying, how to advance in devotion. So let's start from the top. Rupa Goswami. We are Rupanugas, we all know. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Tatati Swapadantikam. Swayam Rupa Goswami, Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam, he understood the heart, the abhisht of Lord Chaitanya. Sthapitam Yena Bhutale. And Bhutale, on this entire globe, he established what Mahaprabhu wanted. Not just wanted, abhishtam. His Mahaprabhu's understanding of devotion, of rasa, of Srimati Radharani, that he established. How important Rupa Goswami is to all of us. That's why we are all Rupanugas. So let's start from Rupanuga, Rupa Goswami. So what does Rupa Goswami advise us how to advance safely? Well, the best book is Prabhupada published, Nectar of Instruction. His own commentary is there. There are two more commentaries on Nectar of Instruction by Bhakti Siddhanta, which is Vivriti, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And Prabhupada submitted both of them in his commentary. And Prabhupada refers to the third verse, Nectar of Instruction, verse 3, Utsaha Nishchya Dhairya, Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat, Sangate Aga Sato Vrite Sadvid Bhakti Prasiddhyati. Prasiddhyati means your bhakti will increase if you follow these 6 things. Now, I'm not going to go into these 6 things. You can read in Nectar of Instruction, verse 3, Prabhupada. But what the most important point here is to take away is utsaha, enthusiasm. That's the first point there. Utsaha. Now, enthusiasm for what? Enthusiasm, utsaha, nishchay, to achieve your goal. Utsaha for dhairya. That means maintaining enthusiasm even in the face of so many obstacles. So many obstacles. To maintain enthusiasm in face of so many obstacles, so many troubles in life. There will be so many troubles. You can't just expect there will be no troubles. You'll have disease, you'll have political problems, you will have so and so and so and so. There will be problems. If you think there will be no problems, then you are in a big problem. So you have enthusiasm to continue patiently. Tat tat karna pravartanat, utsaha to follow the rules and regulations set up by Srila Prabhupada. Sangatyaga utsaha to reject wrong association, and sato utsaha to take good association. If you have this kind of enthusiasm, you will advance in devotion very nicely, as Rupa Goswami says. But here the question comes, what is enthusiasm? Now Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, enthusiasm is life of devotion. Enthusiasm is devotion. Just as he gives an example, just as in Vedas it is said, ghee is amrit, ghee is nectar, milk is nectar, because it increases our life. Ghee is ayu, in Ayurveda says. Ghee increases our lifespan, health and lifespan. So much so, it's so linked with our lifespan and health that it is said ghee is ayu. So similarly, enthusiasm is so much linked with devotion. Enthusiasm is the soul of devotion. If your enthusiasm is dead, then your devotion is finished. It's not at all pleasing to Krishna, because Krishna doesn't want your services. He has so many devotees to do service. He can accomplish everything himself. What he sees is enthusiasm in service, and he accepts it. The squirrel and the Hanuman, both were throwing, Hanuman was throwing big stones, squirrel was throwing some pebbles. Ram was pleased with both. Although squirrel pebbles have no value in making that big setu, Ram was seeing the enthusiasm, yes. So that's why they said enthusiasm is devotion. But question is, what is enthusiasm? Now Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, enthusiasm is intelligence in Krishna consciousness. You have to apply intelligence. Intelligence for what? Apply in what? So Srila Rupa Goswami, he has written one more poem, Lalita Ashtakam. And right in the first verse, he describes what is enthusiasm. What is enthusiasm of Lalita Devi? Lalita Devi, who is, now you have to keep in mind, Lalita Sakhi, she is a personal servant of Radharani, who incarnated at Sarup Damodar in Chaitanya Leela. And there he was a personal servant of Lord Chaitanya. So she is the best servant of Radha. She's the best servant of the best servant of Krishna. That's Lalita. Even more important than Vishakha. She knows exactly how to serve the best servant of Krishna, Radha. And this is what we want to know. So Rupa Goswami writes in Lalita Ashtakam, the first verse, Radha Mukunda Pada Sambhava Garma Bindu. And then he says, and then he continues, he says further, Nirmancha Upari Kritadheya Laksham Uttunga Sohirda Vishesha Vashat Pragalbam Devim Lalita Devim Gunai Sulalita Lalitam Namami. This is what Rupa Goswami says. And he describes, he's in this verse, he's explaining what is enthusiasm. If you want to learn the enthusiasm, yes, here is the example, Lalita Sakhi. Learn from her. What is the nature of enthusiasm? That's the point. What do we mean by enthusiasm? Okay, you have to be enthusiastic to follow the rules and regulations. You have to be enthusiastic to take good association. You have to be enthusiastic to achieve your goal. But the question is, what is enthusiasm? What is the form? What is the nature of enthusiasm? What is enthusiasm made of? You have to be enthusiastic to follow rules and regulations. Okay, so what should we do? That's a question. Yeah, I am. So you have to be enthusiastic to follow rules and regulations. Yes, Prabhu, I am enthusiastic. And then next class you come, Prabhu, I was enthusiastic to follow rules and regulations and to abandon bad association and to take good association. Still I fell down. What happened? Then the preacher will say, no, you have to be more enthusiastic. And then he says, yes, okay, fine, I'll be more enthusiastic. The question is, what do you do to what is enthusiasm? That's the question. Otherwise, it's simply a subjective, sentimental definition. So what is enthusiasm? What is the nature and form of enthusiasm? That's this verse. Rupa Goswami says, this Lalita Ashtakam. And what it says, Radha Mukunda Pada Sambhava Garma Bindu. The first component of enthusiasm is focus on service. If you want to increase your enthusiasm, increase your focus on service. Because that's what enthusiasm is made of, the first component. It's made of three things. Service. What Lalita Sakhi is doing, Radha Mukunda Pada Sambhava Garma Bindu. Bindu means drop, Garma means sweat. Lalita Sakhi is focusing on the lotus feet, Pada Sambhava of Radha Mukunda. And she is focusing that there should be no defect, no problem there. And even if she finds one drop of sweat, she is disturbed. And she cleans that because it should be perfectly clean. Radha Mukunda, where they are standing. So in the next line it is said Nirmancha Upari. They are standing on a lotus flower in the middle. And that should be perfectly clean. There should not be even a drop of sweat there. That's the focus. Srila Prabhupada, once he was standing in Vrindavan temple. Yeah, and then he was seeing Krishna Balaram near the tamal tree, which is still there. And he was seeing from far, and he was watching and he called the Pujari. And Pujari came and he said, you see in the eyes of Krishna at the corner, there is a hair in the eyes of Krishna. Remove that. Prabhupada see from far. Remember, he was very old in the end of his, in the last days. And he could see from very far that hair. Cease focus on the form of Krishna. And the focus to serve him so that there should be no problems to him. There should not be even a dust, even a small particle of hair in his eyes. You can imagine? This is what enthusiasm is made of, focus. And then next, Rupa Goswami says, Lalitashtakam, he says, Radha Mukunda Pada Sambhava Garma Bindhu. And then he says, Nirmanjo Pari Krita Deha Laksham. Lalita Sakhi is ready to sacrifice Deha, his body, Laksham, thousands of bodies on the altar of Radha Mukunda, if required to do service. She's ready to sacrifice thousands of lives. That's what Lalita Sakhi says. You can imagine the kind of sacrifice. So next component enthusiasm is made of is sacrifice. Sacrifice for your beloved, sacrifice for Krishna. You're ready to sacrifice even your life for Krishna if required. That's second component of enthusiasm. Just like this, all these nationalists, they're ready to die for their country, freedom fighters. That indicates enthusiasm. Oh my God, he's so enthusiastic, ready to die for his country, ready to do anything, even die. And well, and if Lalita Sakhi, she can give up millions of lives for the service of Krishna, and she still be not satisfied. That is the enthusiasm, appetite of enthusiasm. That's sacrifice, second component. And the third component is Uttunga Sauhirda Vishesha Vashat Pragalbham. Lalita Sakhi, she's very vicious, very special. She has a very special quality. Sauhirda. She's a well-wisher of Radha Krishna. That's the third component of enthusiasm. If you're enthusiastic to serve Krishna, you will want to benefit them, not benefit yourself. Benefit them. Try to think about them. Don't try to think about yourself. You think about them, they'll think about you. That's a deal. If you think about yourself, they'll think about themselves. That's all. It's plain and simple. Let's make a deal. Maititeshu chapeham, Krishna says, 9 chapter 29th verse. Samam sarva bhuteshu namadveshu astina priya. Evajanti tumam bhakta maititeshu chapeham. 929. So I live in my devotees and devotees live in me, Krishna says. That means I work for them and they work for me. I serve them, they serve me. They serve me, I serve them. They think of me, I just think of them. These are the three components which Rupa Goswami says which forms enthusiasm. If you open up enthusiasm, these are the three components you'll find. Just like if you open an atom, you have proton, neutrons, and electrons. Similarly, if you open enthusiasm, you will find focus on service, and then you will find sacrifice in service, and you will find well-wisher of the beloved whom you are serving. And precisely this is what Gita Krishna says, Bhagavad Gita. I think that is 18th chapter. What's that verse? 18th chapter. What that verse? So yagya dan tapa karma. Yagyo danam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. 18th chapter. I think it's 18th chapter. Yagya dan tapa karma na tyajam karma eva tat. Yagyo danas tapaschaiva pavanani manishina. Krishna says, even great souls are purified by yagya, dan, and tap, these three components. Now, what are these three? Yagya means sacrifice. We've already told what Rupa Goswami says. Danam means well-wishing, giving something. Dana means giving. Giving to Krishna, Radha Krishna, not just keep on asking them. That is well-wishing, giving to them for the benefit. And tapaha. Tapa means focus on service. That's our austerity, focus on service. In spite of all kind of reverses, problems, we're still focused on service. Krishna says, Yagidantapa, simple. This is what enthusiasm is made of. Okay, now the question comes, let's see here what's happening. Okay, now the question comes, this enthusiasm, if you keep up your enthusiasm, if you keep up your enthusiasm for a long time, if you maintain your enthusiasm for a long time and keep on increasing it, because now you know the components of enthusiasm and you can work on it. You can work on your focus. You can work on your well-wishing for Krishna, on being less selfish in devotion. You can focus on uh, on sacrifice, and that's how you can actually maintain and increase your enthusiasm. If you increase these three components: enthusiasm for following rules, regulations; enthusiasm for following, to take good association, to abandon bad association, so on and so on. Uh, and then if you keep on maintaining and increasing, this enthusiasm will develop into a beautiful phenomena, which Rupa Goswami calls as lolyam, greed, greed to attain Krishna. This enthusiasm converts itself into greed. That's what Rupa Goswami says, Padyavli, Padyavli verse number 14. Rupa Goswami says in Padyavli, he quotes verse number 14. He says, इसको पीछे करके करो शायद वाली. So Padyavli, Rupa Goswami says, Krishna Bhakti, या कृष्ण भक्ति रस भावितमति यदि कुतो अपि लभ्यते, या sorry, क्रियते यदि अपि कुतो अपि लभ्यते. So Rupa Goswami says, दूर से. So Rupa Goswami says, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati. If you get a consciousness, Krishna Bhakti means Krishna consciousness. If you get Krishna consciousness, Bhavitamati. If you get a mind which is absorbed in Krishna consciousness, that means if you get a mind which is enthusiastic for Krishna consciousness, bhavita, extremely enthusiastic, not just enthusiastic, extremely enthusiastic, so enthusiastic that it's simply absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Kriyate kuto api labhyate. If you can get it somehow, if you can get it, just take it. But the question is, you will not get such a heart, such a mind, which is completely enthusiastic for Krishna consciousness, to serve Krishna. Or in other words, you will not get a heart which is like Lalita Sakhi. Or maybe 2% of heart of Lalita Sakhi. You will not get it. But there is one way to get it. There is one price for it. What's that price? Tatramulyam lolayam api ekalam. Lolyam, greed. A greed to attain Krishna. That greed, so Rupa Goswami says, if you want Krishna, if you want this kind of heart which is very enthusiastic for Krishna, you need lolyam. So in other words, greed is when extreme enthusiasm for Krishna, that converts into lolyam. That converts into greed. Greed to attain Krishna. Greed to attain prema. Lolyam, kotis janma koti sukruti api na labhyate. Millions of lives of pious credits that will not give you this greed. How will you get this greed? How will you get this greed? You develop your enthusiasm, increase your enthusiasm day by day, day by day, day by day. When your enthusiasm becomes extreme, then it converts into greed. Greed for what? Greed for Krishna. That's the whole point. Greed for Krishna. So that's what Rupa Goswami recommends us. So that's what we are looking for. If we keep on increasing enthusiasm, what do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Till what limit should we keep on increasing enthusiasm? Well, to the point when you develop a greed to attain Krishna. And that's what Krishna says in 12th chapter, 9th verse. He says, Ata chitta samadhatum na shaknoshi mai sthiram abhyas yogena tato mam ichhaptum dhananjaya. Krishna says, abhyas yogena tato mam. Krishna says, if you cannot fix your mind on me 24 hours, if you cannot fix your mind in samadhi, If you cannot go in trance, that means if you don't have love of God, because only love of God can make your mind fix in trance in Krishna, then what do you do? Simple. Then abhyas yogena tato, then follow rules and regulations. And mam ichhaptam, develop a desire to attain me. That's the point there. We are looking to a point, we'll keep on increasing enthusiasm day by day, moment by moment, until we develop this desire, this greed to attain Krishna. We want Krishna at any cost. Just as a fish wants to go back in water when it is taken out of the water. Or just as a girlfriend wants to meet the boyfriend, Romeo for Juliet, Juliet for Romeo. That's type of greed we want. And then we will think our efforts to increase and advance enthusiasm are successful. It's not that we become enthusiastic and then enthusiasm goes down, or and then we again become enthusiastic. And when we are enthusiastic, it's nice, and then and then we stop increasing enthusiasm. No, that kind of greed. A greed like lust, just like when a person is lusty, he wants a girl, or girl wants a boy at any cost. Similarly, we want Krishna at any cost. What gopis had this greed. Gopis, when they were blinking, and they were cursing Brahmaji, the creator, why did you make our eyelids? We cannot see Krishna even for a fraction of a second. That gives us pain. That's a greed to see Krishna. And they were cursing the creator. You can imagine they were cursing Brahma. So that's what we want. And that can happen by the mercy of Krishna and his devotees. Rupa Goswami says, Krishna tad bhakta kripaya eva. And to whom Krishna and Krishna devotees will give mercy? Who will show enthusiasm in service. Squirrel and Hanuman, who will show enthusiasm in service, and who will show that he is increasing and maintaining and advancing in enthusiasm. And then Krishna and devotees will be happy. They'll bless. Then you'll develop. Then this extreme enthusiasm will convert into greed to attain Krishna. So that's what we're looking for. But the whole question is how to maintain enthusiasm. Because as the time goes by and we become senior devotees in quotes, everything becomes little mechanical. Same Mangalarti, same chanting, same class, same prashad, same day, same night, same sleep, same devotees, crazy devotees. So what to do? So how to maintain that enthusiasm? And that's what Narottam Das Thakur says. How to keep up your enthusiasm in Prem Bhakti Chantrika, he says. Narottam Das Thakur. Prabhupada quotes in his books from Prem Bhakti Chantrika, Narottam Das Thakur, and his purports, and Narottam Das Thakur says, see, Maria, you just do these 5 things, and your enthusiasm will keep on increasing, and you will be able to maintain it. You will be able to increase your focus day by day. You will be able to increase your sacrifice. You will be able to increase your well-wishing for Krishna, or decrease your selfishness and increase your selflessness for Krishna, giving him something. You'll be able to increase it day by day. Do just 5 things. Kam Krishna karmarpane, krodh bhag vidveshi jane, lobh sadhu sange hari katha. Moho was that? Moho Krishna bine. Mad gun gane. Narottam Das Thakur says, if you just do these 5 things, your enthusiasm will increase day by day. All you have to do, Kam Krishna karmarpane. Kam means lust. Lust, anger, greed, illusion, vivil, moho, attachment, and mad means pride. What do you do with them? You engage them in service of Krishna. Don't let them obstruct you. You see, only thing which can stop your enthusiasm, only thing which can stop your enthusiasm is these five things, isn't it? These five evils: lust, anger, greed, envy, attachment. So what do? You engage them in service of Krishna. And how to engage them in service of Krishna? It's simple. Kam Krishna karmarpane. You use your lust, the energy of lust, to serve Krishna day and night. There's energy in lust, isn't it? When lust comes, you have a lot of energy. You can't control it, and you're helplessly attracted towards opposite sex. Or you're attracted towards money and big aims and name and fame. Use this energy to serve Krishna. Use your tendency to attain things, to attain big things, to do something in this world and show something. Do the same thing for Krishna. Do something for Krishna. Prabhupada always says, do something. Show to Krishna that you can do so many things. If you can apply your energy there. Big projects for Krishna. Okay, Kam Krishna, Krodh Bhakt Vidveshi Jane. And use your anger on atheist and atheistic concepts. Speak against them, write against them, publish against them. Just like Prabhupada used to say, destroy them. Whereas philosophers, scientists, philanthropists, speak against them. Use your anger against them. Krodh Bhakt Vidveshi Jane. Lobh Sadhu Sange Harikatha. Invest your greed to hear from Sadhu Sang, nectarian topics about Krishna. Use that greed to be with devotees and hear about Krishna day and night. Topics from Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna book, nice topics. And Moho Krishna Bine, Krishna Smaranam Bine, Krishna Bine. And consider yourself and use your attachment. Sorry, Moho means, so actually Moho means bewilderment, not attachment, bewilderment. Bewilderment due to attachment. So yes, you should be bewildered when there is no Krishna, because you are attached to Krishna. Just like a boy is bewildered without girlfriend. What should I do? My girlfriend, what should I do? I want to talk to her. Without her, what will happen? Use the same sentiments for Krishna. And mad and pride, and use your pride for Krishna Gun Gane. Be proud. I am trying to be servant of Krishna, not trying to be servant of some Shudra and some nonsense guy. Trying to be servant of Krishna. And I'll just glorify Krishna. He's my master. Try to do that. And you see your enthusiasm will advance leaps and bounds. That's what Narottam Das Thakur advises. And then, but the whole question is, you will try to do this, but you will not be able to do this. This also needs some kind of perseverance, some kind of energy it requires to use all these things in Krishna's service. So we need some blessings. It's not just your endeavor. You also need blessings in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada says, Ashirvad, blessings of Vaishnavas and Krishna is beyond human calculation. It's not just your efforts that if you do these five things, you will advance. You need blessings. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2nd, 41st verse, Prabhupada used to quote Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So chapter 2nd, 41st verse, Bhagavad Gita, so where Krishna says, Vyavsayatmika buddhi, eka kuru nandana, bhahushakaya nantasa, avyavsayanam, bhahushakaya nantascha. Krishna says, those whose goal is not fixed, their intelligence is many branched. Krishna says, fix your mind. And Prabhupada said, when I was reading Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentary to this verse of Gita, he said the secret to advancing Krishna consciousness is to satisfy the spiritual master. Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado, that verse he quoted. Prabhupada says, that hit me. So you need blessings of Guru and Vaishnavas to accomplish this task. It's not just your endeavors. So you have to make senior devotees and Guru and your counselor, your people who are guiding you, not counselors, especially guiding you, whoever it may be. Just try to make them happy, please them. And by their blessings, you'll be able to do it. So, but here's the point, but there's a problem there. You might do all these things, but still not advance, because then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's so you see, so what I'm doing, Rupa Goswami, Narottam Thakur, Vishnu Thakur, Bhakti Santa, we're coming down and becoming, and things are becoming more focused, more focused. Bhakti Santa says, yes, you can do all these things, but remember, do it for Krishna, don't do it for yourself. Because we'll be confused. Bhakti Santa says, selfishness in devotion is not only dangerous, but destructive. So yes, you be enthusiastic to do all these things. You focus, you sacrifice, you do something for benefit of Krishna, you do all these calm, Krishna, karma, arpana, all these, take blessings of Guru, but do it for the happiness of Krishna. Remember, don't use these things for your own selfishness. Don't do this to attain happiness, satisfaction, and peace in devotion. That's not our aim. Our aim is for Krishna. Krishna should become happy. Krishna should become peaceful. Krishna should become satisfied, even if we suffer in hell for millions of lives. That should be our mood. We are not here for happiness, peace, satisfaction. If you get satisfied with satisfaction, you are getting satisfaction, your devotion is finished. But that's selfishness. You're working for yourself. You're not working for Krishna. That's the whole idea there. And then Srila Prabhupada says, so Prabhupada says, yes, if you want to show that you're not selfish, how to show that, how to know I'm not working for myself, I'm working for Krishna. Whatever you get, distribute. Whatever you have learned in this seminar, tell to others. Don't keep it to yourself. That will be selfishness. Don't do your own bhajan. That's how you express selflessness. That's how you express. Whatever you hear, share with somebody. Distribute what you get. Empty your bags. Christ said, it's not necessary to empty your bags in a pandal program. You can share with one person, tell whomever you meet. And your Father will fill it again. That's what it said in Bible. So preach. Prabhupada says preach. Or help in preaching mission, people who are preaching. Help in distribution. Audare bhav. So Parampara is telling about madhurya bhav, the sweetness of service. And how to increase that sweetness by enthusiasm, by greed. And then distribute this sweetness. Then it's a whole package. Otherwise, it'll be a whole selfish package. And then it'll be dangerous and destructive. You will be involved in offenses because you're working for yourself. You're no longer working for Krishna, even if it appears devotion. That's why Bhakti Santa used to say all these people who are sitting in Vrindavan Sahajiyas, they are all monkeys. All these big Siddh Babajis, Bhakti Santa used to say, they are all monkeys. People who are chanting 1 lakh rounds daily, reading Acharya's books, and just sitting on Radha Kund, just begging and eating. They're all monkeys, because whatever they are doing so much, but they're doing for themselves. They're not preaching, they're not distributing what they're getting. They've not understood the basic principle of devotion. So if you understand this full lecture, I started with enthusiasm. I was basically speaking on enthusiasm, its components, how do we maintain it, increase it, what we have to keep in mind when we are increasing this enthusiasm. It should be for Krishna, should be selfless. So like that we can advance in devotional service. The key point is be enthusiastic. And I just told how to do that, what to do, and what not to do. That's the whole idea. And then you can advance in Krishna consciousness safely. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anybody wants to ask any question here? I'll end up here. There's little.
Thank you for wonderful class. We can just summarize in one word of your whole class. It's not one word exactly. One word will be greed. The completion of the sentence would be greed for Krishna. Am I right, Prabhu?
Yeah, you're right. Extreme enthusiasm convert into greed.
Yes. And so Prabhu, you mentioned that the enthusiasm has 3 parts: focus on service, sacrifice on service, and well wishing for Lord Krishna, Radha Krishna. And this enthusiasm is the key point, and how to maintain it. Prabhu, also you actually nicely explained that to maintain this, you have to be steady. You need blessings of Guru and Vaishnavas, and do it for happiness of Krishna, not yourself. And learn whatever you learn,
And
how to distribute.
uh,
Yes,
no, no, and yeah, if you want to maintain enthusiasm, you must do two things. One is put your own efforts by Kam Krishna Karmarpane, Krodh Bhakti,
yes.
engage all these evil tendencies in service of Krishna and mercy of Guru. So then it becomes complete.
Well said, Prabhu. Thank you very much. So one question is that although we understand all those things theoretically, we understand we need to do this, we need to do this, and we do. We go to temple, we do chanting, we try to follow all the regulations. But as you explained, there are so many obstacles or problems in our lives. Still,
Mm.
we find ourselves that we are going to a speed of 60 kilometer per hour, then coming down to 30, 20, sometimes 10, then going up. So this is like waves. How to get rid of this wave, like going down and going up, going down and going up. This is our devotional life. Is there
Yeah,
any?
you're right. Actually, Thakur, he commented on this and he said this kind of devotion is called, mm, by Vishnu Thakur calls as it as Ghana Taral. Now devotion becomes strong and then weak, just like it becomes Ghana and then it becomes thin, thick and thin, thick and thin, thick and thin. So it happens. And I mean to say it's a very common phenomena, especially for congregations. They're going out, they're working and this and that. The main point to safeguard ourselves from this phenomena are two things. We have to keep from making two things. Bhakti Sandha said, due to false ego, our bhajan goes down due to ahankar. So when we keep on doing devotion and 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 our devotion is going nicely, and we feel bliss and happiness in devotion, immediately our mind says, now my devotion is nice, and the next day you will fall down. Your devotion will go down. Just like Radharani. I mean to say externally, in the past time, when Krishna was doing Raslila, Radharani disappeared. Krishna left everybody. Krishna left 1 trillion gopis. There were 1 trillion gopis there, and Krishna left 1 trillion for one Radha. So, so this is a mathematics of spiritual world. One is more than 1 trillion, and Krishna left for Radha. And then we went. Then Shrimati Radha said, "Oh, I'm so tired. And if you want to take me further, then take me in your arms." And then Radha was thinking, she closed her eyes and she was thinking, I'm so fortunate. Krishna left so many gopis for me. And she opened her eyes, Krishna disappeared. And externally, what Sukhdeva Goswami is saying, we can learn from this fast and externally what is going. Actually, it is not going, but the the teaching part for normal public is that as soon as Radha thought, I am so fortunate, Krishna. So as soon as our bhajan goes very nicely and we get association of devotees and we think we are so fortunate, now we are chanting is going nicely, we are advancing, and immediately we fall. So the whole idea is we have to always remember, no matter how much our devotion is going nice, no matter how much bliss we are feeling in devotion, always think that my devotional level is zero, zero. So whatever bliss I'm feeling, whatever happiness I'm feeling, whatever devotion I'm doing nicely, that's all due to extraordinary mercy of Krishna. Some Krishna is giving this mercy out of his causeless mercy. Uh, so Krishna is thinking in his mind. Well, so Krishna is thinking in his mind that this devotee is nonsense. He doesn't know how to chant properly. He doesn't know anything. So, and then he will leave devotion. So out of fear that he will leave devotion, he has to give him some bliss so that he continues his devotion. and he has to give some satisfaction. So that's what we think. It's not due to our own power of sadhana. Krishna is just giving us because we are nonsense, because we'll run away, we'll leave him out of fear that we leave him. He's giving us some bliss, some satisfaction, so that we just hang on this here in Krishna consciousness, and then we'll never be egoistic, and then we will keep on continuing our sadhana. We'll keep on weeping in front of Krishna. Krishna, please help me. I am nonsense. Even if I can chant very nicely, even if I can focus completely on holy name, even if I'm getting so much bliss, satisfaction in holy name, still I know I am a useless nonsense animal, and it is you are holding me. I am not holding you. I never held you, first of all. I'm so nonsense. I am a I'm a black spot on your reputation. With this kind of mood we can maintain, we'll never fall down. Our devotion will never go down. So that's what Bhakti Santa says. As soon as you become egoistic about your sadhana, then the bhajan goes down. That's one reason. For brahmacharis, for congregation, for anybody. And then this phenomena, ghana taral, thick and thin, thick and thin, thick and thin. So we have to maintain this mood. This mood, we have to understand nicely philosophy, what we are doing, why we are doing, and why Krishna is doing this also. Why what we are doing and what he's doing. Both aspects. If we understand philosophy, we can maintain this mood, then our devotion will not become thick and thin. This phenomena will simply vanish. That's the whole idea. So when Krishna left Radha, then she was thinking, oh my God, I'm so unfortunate now. Krishna left me. Actually, uh, he didn't choose me because I was special. I was thinking I was special out of 1 trillion. So he came after me, but that was not the case. He just came after me out of his own causeless mercy. He is so merciful. I am sinful. As soon as she thought, Krishna came back. Externally, this is happening. Internally, this is not happening. Krishna can never be, Radharani can never be proud, but externally, this is the different there in the past. That's how it happens with us. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhu. So well said, and thank you, Prabhu. Said you're actually opening our eyes and thinking this way that as soon as we are satisfied or we don't have aspiration to achieve Krishna, it's down, right? It's done. So we have to think that we are like we are not satisfied still until we reach Krishna, or whatever I am doing is Krishna is giving the blessing so that I am able to do it. But I'm not done and I'm not satisfied. Whatever I am doing is nothing. Whenever we can put like ourselves at the lower level, like ground level, like blade of grass. I'm thinking that way. Gauranga Mahaprabhu said that, okay, you feel that you are just like a blade of grass. There, whenever you stand up or you whenever think that I have done so many good things, I am a good devotee, or I actually did my service for Krishna, at that point, there is a chance of going Torola. You said Ghana Torol, right? Going towards down.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. That's good. Thank you, Prabhu. So wonderful answer. And by the way, sister, I want to mention everyone that Prabhu is actually giving class from a farmhouse. So the lighting is not that great at his place, and Prabhu is actually so kind to us to give a class today within his busy time. And I see in our congregation there are devotees from Mauritius, US, Florida, and different parts of Canada, and mainly from Ontario
Mm.
province. So, Prabhu, you are very popular and we are enjoying your class nicely. If you can expand another thing, just this is like similar question though, but this question is that in our personal lives, we are going through so many challenges physically and mentally with our family, our children, all those things. How to maintain the enthusiasm and love for Krishna when we are going through all the practical things those are also given by Krishna. Am I right?
You're right. That's the whole point. You answered your question. That when we get challenges, we have to remember Tattanukampam Susamikshmano Gunjane Vatmakritam Vipakam. Uh, was that afterwards? Yeah, Bunjane Vatmakritam Vipakam Yat Vag Vapur Vidhan Namaste Samuk Samukti Padesha Daya. Sorry, Jive Tay Mukti Padesha Daya. So Brahmaji says, when we get problems in life, just uh, oh Hare Krishna, just a minute. So whenever we get problems in life, just always remember that these problems are mercy of Krishna. By mercy means it's plan of Krishna. Now, if you remember this is plan of Krishna. But this is not enough. You have to also know why Krishna is planning to give us so many problems. Otherwise, you will start thinking, hey, it's plan of Krishna. I heard in the class, Krishna is so bad. Why is giving me so many challenges and so many miseries? So why Krishna is planning so many miseries and so many challenges in his life? Because he wants to make you strong. Why he wants to make you strong? So that when real test comes, the test of death and lust comes, you will be able to tolerate that. So if you have to face 10 people in fight, then first you have to practice fighting at least one. So Krishna gives these small challenges or big challenges, which we consider as big with Krishna's eyes. And he makes us strong and determined and makes our devotion strong. And and yeah, Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives us example. Like gold. When the gold is burned in fire, then there is soot on gold. Ash. And then you remove the ash, and then when it's burned, then impurities burn up and becomes purified gold. So Krishna is similarly giving sufferings and burning our sins, burning our anarthas, and helping us actually. So Krishna is helping us. It's a matter of happiness. The more problems you get, the more you are sure that Krishna is planning for you. And that is by one of the saint he said, if you get problems in your life, if you get challenges in your life, then one thing is sure, Krishna is planning to take you back to him. He's planning to make you pure. That at least it is sure. And that's a very good news. And then and then we'll become more enthusiastic to serve him. And then we'll not get stressed in this all those problems and challenges. We'll get happiness. Krishna, give me more of this. If this is your plan to take me back, give me more of this and take me back quickly. Make me pure very quickly. And that's how, with this understanding uh, that Krishna is planning, why he is planning such kind of miseries, this is understood philosophically. It is kept in a heart. Then your devotion will increase leaps and bounds. The more problems and challenges and miseries will come, family problems, this problems, that problems, those problems will become your guest, not your enemy. It will become your guest and it will nourish you. It will make you more strong. Just like when we learn boxing, so then you have to keep an opponent, isn't it, to fight with opponent, and that opponent helps you to increase your boxing ability. That is these problems and challenges which Krishna is giving, and he's becoming so happy when you are miserable, he's happy. And Shri Radharani is, if if in giving me unhappiness, Krishna becomes happy, that happiness is my greatest happiness. That's the mood of God Vaishnavas. Krishna becoming happy because the child is growing, becoming strong. Krishna sees, yes. So when the child is studying in exam, so much overload, study, intense writing, parents are being happy. Yes, my boy is becoming learned. That Krishna is happy, we are happy. And that's the whole point. and we can advance day and night without being stressed. That's the point. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful, wonderful response, Prabhu.
Krishna,
Wonderful. And as you said that all the problems will be our guest, not the enemy. It's a very good point. But I would like to
yeah,
mention one thing that people come to temple for something, like someone in trouble, they go to temple, do puja. I'm just talking about the general public. I'm not talking of the devotees, like a regular devotees. So people come to a temple or any good and go to other temple, say they have a problem with job, with the family, they go to temple. They do puja, all those things. They also go to Krishna. So how do you answer that part? And if we say to them that Krishna is giving you trouble because
what's that?
they
No,
go
no.
to
Oh, wait a minute. So these people go to ordinary temple, Hindu temples also, and come to ISKCON temple also.
yes, they
That's what
also
you're
come to
saying?
a temple. Yes, they come to a temple. They do puja. They are expecting something.
Why can't your action is some
So they are also coming to Krishna. I think we don't have the voice quality is disturbing. Sorry, Prabhu, for that.
uh, proper your connection is something wrong there.
And now is better, Prabhu. So what I was trying to mention that they also go to come to Krishna. They're better than the other people who don't even believe
Hmm.
in God. Right? They're coming to God with their problems, with their open heart.
Hmm.
They come to Krishna. Okay, I don't have a job. I need a job. Or even they will give the example that I have to overcome from my situation, like my family situation. So come to Krishna. And will they be satisfied, or how Krishna will react? Like I'm just saying here.
Well, Krishna, Chaitanya Charita, that people come to me with material desires, I had to fulfill their desires. Because if they are foolish, they're foolish to ask such petty things. If they're coming to me, they can ask for me. They can ask me, the supreme power of all universe, and they're asking some peanuts, some job in this. So Krishna says, they are first of all foolish. If I fulfill their foolish desires, then I will also be foolish. Mahaprabhu says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, "Hey, to murkh, ami nahi murkh. He is a foolish person, but I am not a foolish man to fulfill his foolish desires. But what I will do is, I will, I will not fulfill his desires, but I will erase his desire for that particular object. And in return, I will give my lotus and I'll make him devotee. That's what I'll do. And that's the beauty of Krishna. Other demigods, they will fulfill desire. Krishna will not fulfill because he knows that this desire will harm him, it will implicate him more in material life. The more he asks, the more he will ask. His greed, lust will increase. So Krishna will erase the desire and give himself. And that Krishna will do, give himself to that person. And the person will be completely satisfied. That's what Krishna will do.
Wonderful answer, Prabhu. Whenever we ask question, we get wonderful answers from you. So to everyone, if you want to actually read Dr. Keshavanand Prabhu's books or audio, go to keshavanandmedia.com. I also posted it on our chat option. You can check from there. Just
Yeah,
Google it.
actually, one thing, you can go to Keshavanand. This site is under construction, so it might not open. So you can go Keshavanand YouTube channel and everything there. That also you can do. Same
Very good.
Keshavanand Media YouTube. That is and
Very good.
something
So
happens.
I
Hmm.
see one
And
Mataji from.
thank you for everything this talk, opportunity to talk. That's very nice.
Thank you, Prabhu. So I'm
Okay.
asking for the last chance. If anyone has any question, you can unmute yourself and you can ask question or you can post your question on the chat. If you can give 1 or 2 minutes more, please do so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu, for your wonderful class. And every class you are giving us, it actually penetrating our hearts, and it actually establishes some beliefs and opening up our thinking, and moving, we will feel aspired to move towards Krishna. Every class, thank you for giving wonderful classes to us, and thank you for arranging or managing your time for ISKCON Scarborough. We'd like to thank everyone for joining our class every Sunday from 11 to 12. And the joining link is the same link. And again, if you want to actually hear audios and videos of Dr. Keshavanand, you can go to YouTube channel drkeshavanandmedia.com, or just you can search Dr. Keshavanand Media, and you'll be able to hear. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for your blessings, for your valuable time, and wonderful class. Hare Krishna.